Take me back through the night when you were out at Club Muse and you meet Tupac for the first time. Everything down to what you had on and what he had on, if you can remember it.
Okay. So I was not trying to go out. I was heartbroken. I had caught my boy, the guy I was seeing in the club with his man's girlfriend, and I was sad. And my friend was like, "Nah, we're gonna go out. We're gonna shake this off. Come on, get dressed. I'm coming to get you." Go to the club, moping around the whole night, trying to have a good time. Um, think what I had on. If I could remember, let me get back to that because I got to get the whole vision going. But I remember that um, some people were performing, and then they announced that Bobby Brown had stepped into the club. I didn't know who Tupac was at the time. Didn't know nothing about him. And my girlfriend went batshit crazy, was like, "Oh my God, I gotta meet him." Ah. Okay. So she grabs me and drags me from one side of the club to the other side because it's like a stage. And we're on this side. The stage is here. And Bobby Brown gets on. He's singing. I'm being dragged through the crowd. And then Pac and Biggie get on there and they do that song they have together. And then as they're coming off the stage, we get to the VIP entrance and we get bombarded with all these people, their entourage. And I don't know how Pac just materialized in front of me and her. And Bobby Brown was next to him. And my girlfriend told Bob, well, she thought she was saying to Bobby Brown, "Where are you going without me?" And Pac heard her and was like, "Oh, really? It's like that?" And I'm just standing there like, what the hell? Because my friend is kind of on the conceited side. So this is like another side of her I never saw. And everybody just started pushing out. And we're standing like how I'm looking at you right now. And Pac standing in front of me like you are. And he grabbed both of us and just, made sure we got out safely. But as soon as we got out, he let her go. Like we was kind of like staring at each. I never said one word to him. He ain't say nothing to me. Then he said, "What's your name?" And we started talking once we got outside. And I just felt like I was being hypnotized, for a lack of a better word. I really did. I was like those eyes, his voice, his face, everything. I was just like, who are you? Like, where did you come from? Like, why are you talking to, like, what is this? And then, he was like, yo, whatever, they rolling up, smoking. He's like, what's up? What you doing? Like, what's up? You want to come hang out? We can smoke. We're going to go do this. The club's all closed. So I'm like, all right, I'm thinking, my girlfriend's going to go like, on a little adventure. He asked her and she's like, uh-uh. And he was like, okay. And he was like, well, you still want to come? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go. And he's like, you sure? Whatever. She was like, nah, I ain't going with y'all. And he's like, all right, platinum. He's like, you go home and polish your platinum, baby girl. He was like, I'm going to go home with gold over here. Like, he was like, you're still a little stuck. I was like, no. But that was how we met. And Big was there. Another one of his friends, his tour manager, and another female. So we all went to the, ironically, it was, what's this hotel on 57th Street? The same hotel he got arrested in, the Parker Meridian. That was the first place. He had a suite and we all went there. We're smoking, we're drinking for a little while and we're talking, chopping it up. And I was like, F it. This is what I want to do. And I'm going to do it. So I stayed with him the night and I did not regret it. Had the time of my life. And
now I gotta ask you on a scale of 1 to 10.
11. 11. The energy, the pack, everything, total package, energy, rough when he needs to be, and gentle when he don't need to be.
So none of this in his songs was fake. It was all
Oh
real.
no.
Like all the letter, everything he wrote in the letters, everything in the songs, it was all real. As far as like
He
his
was a
love making
very,
abilities.
absolutely, but overall he's just a transparent person. He couldn't help it. So, absolutely. I heard
Oh
about what
my
happened at that
gosh.
video shoot after that video with him and Jodeci or Casey and JoJo or whatever. I believe it. He definitely got that type of
Yeah.
energy.
You talking about the threesome between him, Heather Hunter, and Angel Kelly, right? And Nina Hartley.
That
Or the foursome, I would say.
that's yeah, I could believe that. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh.
And thank God I didn't want to know at the time, but yeah.
Okay, so I remember you mentioning previously that you had lost your beeper. So how did you two get in contact with each other after that first encounter, your first night?
Yeah. So I lose everything. I'm getting better at it, but yeah, I lost my two-way pager. You know what's ironic is that I recently found um, a picture that I had, and on the back of that picture has his two-way pager number in his handwriting
Wow.
that he gave to me. I was like, wow. But yeah, I lost my Sky pager or whatever it was called back then, and I went out one night with my same girlfriend, and Big sees us and he recognizes us and he's like, hey, how you know what's up, how you doing, whatever. And he's like, oh, you know Pac's in town. And I'm like, nah, I don't, because I lost my pager. And he was like, oh nah, I know he would want to see you again. He was like, hold on, he was like, don't go nowhere. He's like, before the night's over, he was like, I'm gonna get back to you. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, you know. And sure enough, before them lights came on in that club, Big pulled up in front of me and was like, yeah, I spoke to him. You know, I'm gonna take you to where he's at. I'm like, okay. In hindsight, I'm not sure if he spoke to him, but we all went down to the Hemsley Hotel, and the people that were performing at him, because that was like the day before he did MTV Unplugged. So like David Hollister was there. You know, they had like a lot of people, and they just had suites, and everybody was hanging out, smoking, drinking. So we're chilling there. I'm like, you know, my girlfriend's with me this time. And you know, like waiting for him to come, and lo and behold, it turns around. It's like 5, 6 in the morning, and we left the club at 4. So it's like 6 something, 6:30, and Pac knocks on the door. And somebody tells me, go get the door. So I go get the door and I open it, and he sees me and he's like, this is how I know Big didn't speak to him. Cause he wasn't happy. He was like, what are you doing here? Like, that's like, and I was like,
Like this what
oh,
we doing?
exactly. That's exactly. I think that's along the lines of what he said first. And then he's like, what, like, and I was like, nah, Big told me he was here. He told me, you know, I thought he, whatever. So we chopped it up, and he's like, well, I'm about to go, you know, I got to go do some press runs. And I want you to meet me back at the hotel, you know, go get yourself together. And he's like, we gonna go out on a date, you know, and he told me come back around 7 o'clock, which I definitely did. And that was the
You was on
start.
it.
It had to be. I
You
shouldn't.
tell you to come at 7, you're coming at 7.
The
Period.
way them butterflies worked, I floated all the way home and all the way back. So
Oh my gosh. So okay, so just rewinding it back a little bit, how was he and Biggie's relationship at the time? And also, I wanted to ask you, why do you think Biggie lied? Like, do you think his intention was to surprise Tupac that night, or what do you think
you
happened?
know, I never really thought about it, but you know how men are. Maybe, you know, my girlfriend was cute. Maybe he's like, all right, I'm gonna take them to where they at. Maybe I don't know. He didn't. The funny thing is, Big didn't do nothing funny. He didn't do anything that caused alarm. But I have no idea why. And their relationship was good at that time, very good. They were very close. Every time he came to New York, they was linking up, hanging out. So you know, not that I had seen when I went to the hotel, and even when I stayed there, Big stayed there the night as well. So the first night I was there, but I got to, know the dynamics a little better as time went on. That was only my second time being around both of them. So
Okay. Okay. Now, were you dating anybody during the time that you met Tupac? I know you just said that you
I was.